Welcome, curious minds, to Apex Mindset. I'm John, and I'm really looking forward to what we're getting into today.
And I'm Lucy. It's great to be here. We're tackling something I think, well, many of us have felt right. Have you ever won an argument? Like, logically you nailed it,
Yeah.
but afterwards you just felt like, you actually lost something. Something bigger, maybe trust or, just goodwill.
That's exactly it. We live in this world, it feels like, that's just obsessed with being right, proving points.
Constantly debating.
Exactly. But what we're exploring today is this idea. Real influence, the kind that actually changes minds long term.
Right.
It often comes not from talking, but from doing, from showing people. This is what we call the apex mindset. It's about strategy, really. Prioritizing demonstration over just, well, declaration.
Yeah.
We're going to unpack why arguments often just backfire.
Right. And how this quieter approach, focusing on action, can seriously reshape how you influence things around you. And our mission here with Apex Mindset is pretty straightforward. We've looked at some really powerful stories, some practical advice to kind of boil down the essence of show, don't tell.
Get to the core of it.
Exactly. We want to help you grasp this quickly, maybe spark some of those aha moments, and, well, maybe get you rethinking how you approach influence day to day, work, home, wherever.
Okay, so let's really dig in. The maybe uncomfortable truth here is that most people just really don't like being told they're wrong.
No, not at all. It doesn't really matter how perfect your logic is, does it?
Right. When you directly contradict someone, it feels less like, oh, interesting point, and more like an attack.
Yeah, it triggers something deep. What's fascinating is how automatic that defensiveness is. Even with stone-cold logic, the first reaction is often to just put up a wall. People might nod, seem agreeable on the surface.
Oh, definitely.
But inside, they're probably prepping their counterattack or just quietly resenting you for making them feel, well, dumb.
Yeah, or small.
It's like a basic human psychology thing. Ego defense kicks in.
And that's why winning an argument, in the moment, rarely translates to actual power or influence down the line. It can actually be what they call a Pyrrhic victory.
Right, like King Carus.
Yeah.
Won the battle.
But lost so many soldiers it basically ruined him.
Yeah.
Yeah, same idea here.
Yeah.
You win the point, but you might create these sort of enemies in disguise.
That's a good way to put it.
That feeling of being right fades fast, but the resentment, the bruised ego, that stuff sticks around. It can poison future interactions. It's a hidden cost.
Definitely. And it brings up a really key question. Why are words often so ineffective? Why do they fall short?
Yeah, why?
Well, I think part of it is that words are never truly neutral, are they? They get filtered through the listener's mood, their biases, their insecurities.
Everything they bring to the table.
Exactly. So we've all kind of learned, maybe subconsciously, to be wary of, the slippery nature of words, especially if we feel someone's trying to win. And even if someone says, okay, yeah, you're right, after you've argued them down, often it doesn't stick. Our old opinions are ingrained, right? Habits of thought. A quick argument rarely rewires that.
It's superficial.
Totally. Intellectually, maybe they concede, but emotionally, they snap right back once the pressure's off.
Okay, so if arguing, even logically, doesn't really work for genuine influence, what does?
Now we get to the good part.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. It's actually quite simple but profound actions.
Yes.
Just actions. When you do something, when you show instead of tell, you basically sidestep the whole persuasion game.
You really do, because there's nothing to argue against when you're just looking at a result, right? A tangible fact.
Exactly.
Results just speak way louder than any explanation ever could. Getting people on your side, shifting their view without saying a word, that's incredibly powerful. The principle is just crystal clear. Demonstrate, do not explicate.
Explain that last bit. Explicate.
Oh, right. It just means explain in detail, basically. So don't explain, demonstrate. It cleverly gets around the ego and pride that words can trigger.
Oh,
You present this undeniable thing and let them draw the conclusion. It feels like their discovery, which is way more convincing than being told something.
Right. Okay, let's make this concrete. We've got a story, a pretty brutal one, actually, from ancient Rome that shows exactly what happens when you prioritize being right over, well, everything else.
Yeah, this one's intense.
So picture this. Rome, 131 BC. There's this powerful consul, Publius Crassus, dives Mucianus. He's laying siege to a Greek town, Pergamus. Big walls.
Formidable place.
He needs a massive battering ram. Huge. And he specifically orders this one giant ship's mast from Athens to build it. Very specific order.
Okay, so the order goes to Athens.
Yeah.
And the military engineer there, smart guy apparently, an
Yeah.
expert in his field.
Definitely knew his stuff.
But he looks at the order and thinks, no, the console's got it wrong. He's convinced a smaller mast would be way better, easier to move, better for his machines, more efficient.
Right. He had his technical reasons.
Totally. And here's where it gets interesting. The soldiers who brought the order, they knew Mucianus. They tried to warn the engineer, like, look, maybe just do what he says.
Just send the big one.
Yeah. But the engineer, he argued endlessly, pulled out diagrams, explained his superior logic, basically told everyone they were clueless. He was so sure he was right.
Full of confidence. Believed his brilliance would shine through.
He really did. The soldiers apparently managed to talk him down briefly, made him think about just obeying.
Sanity prevailed. For a moment.
For a moment, but then he thought, why obey an order that's just wrong? It'll fail. He couldn't let it go.
The need to be right.
Exactly. So, thinking his disobedience would actually prove his wisdom in the end, he sent the smaller mast. Convinced the consul would see it, realize the engineer's genius, and, thank him. Yeah. And if we pull back and look at the principle here, this engineer is the perfect example of the arguer. He totally missed the power dynamic.
Completely.
By arguing with and then disobeying his superior, he wasn't just making a technical point. He was basically calling the consul stupid, questioning his judgment, his authority.
In front of everyone. Implicitly.
Right. So his logic, however sound technically, just didn't matter. It was delivered with what seemed like pure arrogance. He made the consul feel insecure, challenged him directly, and he basically dug his own grave, focused only on his point, blind to the consequences.
That had those consequences.
Yeah.
Wow. When the smaller mast showed up, Mucianus apparently just lost it. Pure rage. Couldn't even focus on the siege anymore.
Consumed by it.
Yeah. And then, a few days later, the engineer arrives in person. And guess what he does?
Oh, no, don't tell me.
He starts explaining again. Go on and on about his brilliant reasons, why the smaller mast was better, how Mucianus should listen to experts like him.
Unbelievable.
Mucianus just listens. Lets him finish. Calmly. Then Mucianus orders him stripped, flogged, and beaten with rods until he died.
Jeez. Brutal.
Utterly brutal. But it's such a stark lesson, right? He prioritized winning the argument in his head over understanding power, respect, the danger of a bruised ego. He won his point, technically, but lost literally everything.
It's a grim reminder. Even perfect logic can blow up in your face if you ignore the human element, the who and the how. He was all what, no how.
Okay, let's shift gears completely. From that harsh lesson to something much more elegant. A masterclass in showing, not telling. Happier ending, thankfully.
Yes, please, less blood this time.
Right, Florence, 1502, there's this huge, expensive block of marble, and Carrara marble, but some sculptor had botched it years ago, drilled a big hole right where the legs should be.
Basically ruined it. Everyone agreed. Experts, officials, total write-off, waste of money.
Total lost cause.
Except
Michelangelo saw it differently. He had this vision. He thought he could carve something amazing, the young David, by actually working around the damage, adapting the pose.
Which was genius in itself.
Totally. But Piero Soderini, the mayor of Florence, kind of Michelangelo's boss, his patron, he initially argued against it. Waste of time. Foolish,
Doubted him.
Yeah, but Michelangelo's quiet confidence must have swayed him, because eventually Soderini said, okay, go for it.
So, fast forward weeks later, David is almost done. It's magnificent. Soderini comes for a look. Now, he fancies himself an art expert, right?
Oh, yeah, connoisseur.
So he studies this massive statue, walks around it, and then declares, with great authority, "It's wonderful, maestro, but the nose is just too big."
He is on this giant statue.
Right. Now, Michelangelo, being brilliant, instantly saw the problem. Soderini was standing way too close, right underneath it. The perspective was all wrong.
Made the nose look huge from that angle.
Exactly. But did Michelangelo argue? Did he try to explain optics to the mayor, potentially offending his expert eye?
No, that would be the engineer's move.
Precisely. Instead, pure genius. He doesn't say a word about perspective. He just calmly gestures for Soderini to follow him up the scaffolding.
Takes him right up close to the face.
Right up to nose level. Then Michelangelo picks up his chisel and cleverly scoops up a little marble dust lying nearby. And he starts tapping lightly on the nose with the chisel handle, letting the dust trickle down, making it look like he's delicately shaving bits off.
But he's not actually doing anything to the marble.
Not a thing, just putting on a little show. A performance.
A silent demonstration.
Perfect. After a few moments of this charade, he steps back, asks Soderini to look again.
And Soderini.
His response, "Ah, much better. I like it better now."
Yeah.
You've truly made it come alive.
Incredible. He thought he'd fixed it.
He genuinely believed his critique led to an improvement. And Michelangelo. He kept his masterpiece perfect, and he kept his powerful patron happy, probably secured future work too, all without a single word of argument.
That is just brilliant. So subtle.
It really makes you think, right? What does this mean for us? Michelangelo was just too smart to argue directly. He literally changed Soderini's perspective.
Physically changed it. Yeah.
Yes, by moving him. He let Soderini discover the truth himself without ever realizing his first judgment was off, or that nothing actually changed on the statue.
And the power there is doubled, like you said.
Yeah.
Nobody gets offended, no egos bruised.
Exactly. And your point is proven more effectively than any argument could have. The statue's perfect, the relationship's intact. He navigated that tricky situation perfectly by showing, not telling, even if the showing was a bit of theater.
So bringing this back to us to everyday life, what's the big takeaway here for people listening?
It's that core principle again. Don't argue, demonstrate. Don't just talk about it, show it. It applies pretty much everywhere.
Like in business?
Yeah, absolutely. Instead of just pitching your great idea with a slideshow, build a small version, a prototype, run a pilot. Let the results do the talking in the next meeting.
Makes sense. Harder to argue with results.
Or in your personal life, right. You want people to think you're reliable. Don't argue about how reliable you are. Just be reliable. Consistently. Let your actions build that reputation.
Show up, follow through.
Exactly. Or creative work. Instead of debating your vision forever, just make the thing. Create it. Let people experience it directly.
It reminds me of that story about Sir Christopher Wren, the architect.
Oh, the columns. Yes.
Right. The mayor was nervous about his town hall design, insisted Wren add these extra support columns he thought were needed. Wren didn't argue.
No, he just built them.
He just built them. But years later, when some work was being done, they discovered the columns weren't attached to anything. They were dummies.
Haha, brilliant.
He proved his original design was sound all along, without ever needing to fight about it. He just let time and reality demonstrate it.
It's such a clever, long-game approach, and it shows how demonstration disarms people. When you present a reality, there's nothing really to push back against. It makes people more receptive, even if they don't realize why.
You mentioned symbolism, too, which is fascinating, like with Henry Kissinger.
Yes, the Masada trip. That's a powerful example of symbolic demonstration. He was stuck in tough negotiations with the Israelis.
Getting nowhere.
Right, so instead of more arguments or warnings, he just arranged a visit to Masada, that ancient fortress, the symbol of, resistance to the bitter end ending in mass suicide.
Wow. He didn't even need to connect the dots verbally.
Not a word about the negotiations. But the message about the potential cost of absolute inflexibility, the historical weight of it, it landed harder than any direct threat could have. It made them think. Symbols and actions tap into emotions or history in ways words often can't.
So the key really seemed to be choosing your battles, knowing when not to argue.
Absolutely. Avoid those pointless debates, especially the ego-driven ones. Channel that energy into showing your value, proving your point through action. Stay calm, be consistent. Real power, lasting influence. It doesn't need to shout, it just acts.
The truth is seen, not just heard.
Well put. Think about Galileo. He had proof, right? The telescope showed it. But did he waste all his time trying to verbally convince every skeptic who refused to even look?
No, he focused on the work.
Exactly. He did the science, documented everything meticulously, published his findings, built this undeniable case over time. He let the results, the observed truth, echo through history. Eventually, reality caught up.
So, for everyone listening, in this noisy world full of opinions flying everywhere, the people who actually make a difference, who move things forward, they're the ones taking action. Whether you're trying to lead a project, convince a client, or just want people to take you seriously. It's not about being the loudest voice. It's about making the smartest moves.
So maybe a final thought to leave everyone with. Think about your own life. What arguments, what verbal struggles could you maybe replace with a quiet, powerful demonstration instead? What might happen if you shifted focus from talking to doing? What could the long-term impact be?
Something definitely worth considering. We really hope you found this Apex Mindset discussion valuable today.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And if you did like what you heard, please do take a second to like and subscribe. It really helps us out.